Hey, what's going on, guys? This is AndrewChicken, and welcome back to another video. I was playing a little bit of Barik, just testing some stuff, when I realized that I don't actually have a Fortify build. Most of the time, I play Tinkering, and I use the famous bowling ball build, where you get a big shield on your dash, and then when you get low, you get another dash, and your rocket boots last extra long, and it's really fun. And I have a few other builds for Barik, I have my Architectonics build, which is still named after the old turret talent. I have different legacy builds. I have weird test builds. But none of these are actually Fortify builds. None of these actually revolve around just building the shield up to be a better shield. And, well, part of the reason is because it's not exactly a meta way to play Barik, but that still got me thinking, is there a way for me to have almost permanent uptime on a shield with Barik? Can I make it so I just have a shield in the enemy's face all the freaking time? And that has spawned Projekt Barricade. You see, Fortify is kind of interesting because unlike his other two talents, it doesn't actually change any of his abilities in major ways to give him unique playstyles. Instead, it's kind of like the vanilla playstyle, and it functions basically as a glorified loadout card. It increases the max health of the Barricade and reduces his cooldown. Barik actually has two cards that do exactly that. This just does them better, and you can stack it with those cards. And so I have tested a few different combinations, and I have two different builds to show you for Projekt Barricade. The first one is actually an active cooldown based playstyle, which has Bunker to increase the health of the Barricade, because I'm trying to get the chunkiest Barricade imaginable. And then I also have One Man's Treasure and One Man's Scrap to reduce the cooldown of my shield whenever I either have a turret get destroyed or get an elimination. And the turrets can also contribute to that because any kills that they contribute to obviously give me eliminations. Now you'll notice I only have Palisade in this build at level 1. This is not the focal point of the build. That's because this card scales up to 2 seconds, and it does incur some slight diminishing returns with the 3-second cooldown reduction from the actual talent. And yeah, we can just get better cooldown reduction from these other cards, we just have to be a bit more active. And yeah, it actually results in pretty darn good uptime on the shield. So obviously with this build, I want to try and get Chronos and Guardian 3 maxed out as soon as possible. And if I just summon the Cassies, put down a shield, and then put down a turret, once that turret gets destroyed, it'll give me cooldown reduction on the shield, just like that. And I have a 4-second cooldown on the shield. I can put down another turret, and if that gets destroyed too, I get even more cooldown reduction. And of course, if a turret gets destroyed, it also gives cooldown reduction towards the next turret if it's currently on cooldown. So as you can see there, that turret gets destroyed, we get another turret back, that turret gets destroyed, get cooldown reduction on the next turret, and I have my shield back just like that. So if I get 2 turrets destroyed, you see how quickly there I was able to get my shield back. Let her destroy the turret, boom, get another turret down. Actually, I didn't even need it that time. It's a little bit awkward sometimes timing it with the way the Cassies fire, but it's pretty good uptime on the shield, for sure. However, there's also another build that I have tested out, which also is a little bit interesting, and both of these builds have their upsides and their downsides. So this one is a duration-based build. It drops One Man's Treasure down to level 1 and puts Foundation up to level 4, giving 2.4 additional seconds on the duration of Barricade. And with this, we can maintain really good uptime on the shield. So if the enemies don't have enough damage to destroy the shield, this is just going to be like a permanent barrier for a very long time. So long, in fact, that I can almost get a second turret down on the field, and then as soon as both of those get destroyed, boom, I have another shield back. So it's another interesting way to sort of go about this. However, there is a bit of a problem with these cooldown reduction cards, and that's the fact that if I put down the shield, and then have the turret get destroyed, it won't actually contribute to reducing the duration, or the cooldown of the shield, while the shield is already active. So you see the shield goes down, I still have a 7-second cooldown on it. So I'm not actually reducing the cooldown of the shield if the shield is active. And there's nothing I can really do about that, except try and time it so that the enemies are destroying my turrets when my shield is down, and hope that I get eliminations when my shield is not active, so that way I can get it back up as quickly as possible. So what are the upsides and downsides of these different builds? Well, the first one here, the cooldown reduction based one, obviously offers a heck of a lot more cooldown reduction if I can get those eliminations. And this can contribute to far greater shield uptime, especially in situations where the enemies have a lot of wrecker and are destroying the shield consistently. When they're destroying the shield, if I'm able to get those eliminations and get the shield back online quicker, I'm going to have more uptime on the shield, which is fantastic. However, the downside is, if the enemies are not destroying your shield and you're not able to get eliminations, it's, kind of a slow game or the enemies have a lot of beef, you're not going to have actually as much shield uptime as you might have with the other build. And so this duration build kind of has the opposite pros and cons of that. If you are in one of those low damage output games where you're not killing a lot and the enemies aren't destroying your shield, this gives you actually a lot more uptime and protection from the shield. However, if the enemies have a lot of wrecker and are destroying your shield consistently, this will not provide you nearly as much uptime as the other build. So there is kind of a reason to have both of these builds together, and which one you choose depends on the match. Obviously, at the end of the day, both of these are not meta builds, but they are kind of interesting because what you can do is you can put down your shield, and then you can shield dance, kind of position yourself so that the enemies are always between you and your shield, and you can actually tank a lot of damage that way, even though you only have 400 health. And if you put the turrets in front of you and try and body block with them, you can easily have the enemies destroy your turret, taking 1,000 damage for you and also bringing back your shield faster so you can have another one ready to go. So it is pretty interesting. Let's go into a match and let's test it out.
Change what you will. Makes no difference.
Alright, so we are in a match, and we have solo tanks on both sides. Pretty typical casual siege match, honestly. And I'm looking at that comp right now, and I'm thinking to myself, okay, are the enemies going to have enough damage to consistently destroy my shield? And I'm thinking the answer to that question is no. And the reason for that is because Seven's going to be in our backline the entire time. The only backliner DPS they have is Leon, and she does not necessarily have consistent shield pressure because, well, in theory, the only shield-busting talent she has is Precision, but Precision doesn't actually build up stacks on shields, so she has pretty low shield DPS. So I am going to try the duration-based build, which still has one-man scrap, bunker to increase the health of barricade, and foundation to increase the duration. And the most important thing for me at the start here is to get as much uptime on the shield as I can with Chronos, and then I'll dip into Guardian and try and make the shield as tanky as possible, so I basically can never be killed when my shield is up. Hooray! And I have to be really, really, really careful, because they have treacherous ground in Aura, and that can make shield dancing so difficult for Barracks. I want to keep her kind of at an arm's length. Oh, and she's going to put up her wall and make it so I already have a shield. Yay! I'm going to put my shield here, and I am able to successfully get out of the treacherous ground. The shield did die, though, which means the duration has not helped me here. But both of my turrets were destroyed, so now I have another shield, and that's very important, because I just got attacked by the treacherous ground again. Ray's trying to give me some heals, but our DPS just got absolutely clobbered. Ray's going to get staggered, and it's not looking so good for us at the start of this fight here. Willow, please be careful. Please, please be careful. Here, I'll put a brave turret here. I'll put a shield here, that way she can have some cover, because I'm worried she'll try and just push up and die. Alright, let me get this turret here. Okay, that's a problem for me. That's a big problem for me. I actually can't get out of the range of that in time. So what I'm going to do, actually, is I'm going to pivot away from Chronos for the time being. I'm going to get some Sentinel, which will allow me to get out of the treacherous ground faster, so that way the cripple will stop being applied to me. And I'll also be able to synergize that when we get some eliminations with my Guardian. So let's get the turret there. I'm just going to put a shield up the middle here, block this entire place for my DPS, and it's lasting a heck of a long time, but the enemies aren't really shooting up this way. I have a turret up here. I need Leon or somebody to shoot at it. Alright, here's another shield. This is why we buy Chronos, for the downtime when they're not shooting my turrets. And yeah, this shield is blocking a lot. She's looking at me with a treacherous ground. I'm able to escape it in time. That's good. Try and shoot it, because our Sati's actually in it right now. Another turret down. Alright, they destroyed one of my turrets. Let's get a shield up. And you can see how that cycle resets. It's, in some ways, kind of similar to something like Fortress Breaker Ash, and that whole playstyle where you use Kinetic Burst to reset your shield. Except this one is more focused around the enemies actually being able to hit my turrets. And if they decide not to shoot the turrets, then that's a bit of a problem. Ooh, and my dome shield expired and I am dead. My teammates are not getting kills at all this match. I don't think an enemy has died yet, and that's a very big problem. If we're not getting kills, then we're not going to win the game very obviously. Doesn't matter how much space I'm able to create as a tank. Hopefully Willow's able to get some stuff with her ult here. Sati's able to get the 7, that's huge. Let's just get a shield here, and it seems like the enemies are mostly backed up. But we can use the angle of the shield here to actually block all these shots from Leon. That's what I'm talking about when it comes to shield dancing. Trying to prioritize what damage you take versus what damage you don't take, and making sure that the enemies aren't able to hit you as much as possible. Alright, thank goodness my Ray had ult for me there. There was nothing I could really do about Inara there. She stunned me, and I knew she was going to put the Treacherous Crown on me, and yeah, that would have been a really bad day if Ray hadn't come in clutch there. She truly did save the day. Wow, look at that. I'm going to push up a little bit here, but I really don't want to push up too far. I'm going to wait for the enemies to come back, and then I will go ahead and put a shield up the middle here, and I'll probably block both this door and some of this little area over here. I heard 7 behind us, though. Yeah, they're back on point. Oh, she walled me. Dang, dude. Why did Willow not try to step on the point? Hello? Okay, dang. My team was not watching the left side at all. That was a very big problem. Let's get some Sentinel, and let's continue to try and get out of the Treacherous Ground for now. Kind of don't like having to make this detour. I want to just rush straight for Chronos and Guardian to achieve the maximum shield possible, but Inara's not letting me do that. Inara is, of course, a very good counter to Barik, and as in regards to sort of the point tank matchup. Because of that exact reason. You know, the Treacherous Ground really, really hurts Barik. Barik likes being able to use his rocket boots and his general movement to shield dance and position himself around his turrets and his shields so that way he takes as little damage as possible. But Inara can just put up Earthen Guard, take almost no damage from Barik, and force herself into his face and force him to take a lot of damage and really stop him from running away. And he's particularly weak to that compared to a tank like Nyx, who doesn't really rely on mobility to stay alive. So, alright, I'll put the shield here. I am in the Treacherous Ground. Just gonna destroy it. I'm not really in too bad of a position there. My shield's about to go down, though, so let me put a turret in the middle here. Oh, I didn't time it right. It didn't give me any cooldown reduction at all. That's really bad. Alright, at least I can get out of this. She's gonna destroy that turret, so let's get another shield here. Oh, alright, she walled my turret, gave it a better vantage point. Hopefully he doesn't die, though. Oh, it does die. Alright, let's get a new turret there. I'm actually gonna get him a little bit here and throw it on my dome shield. There we go, get the kill on Furia. Get the kill on 7. I'm gonna need some healing, though, but Ray is dead, so I can put another shield up here. Yeah. There we go, got her. And I actually got a metric crap ton of shield reset there. Especially because I was able to basically stagger my shields. I was able to put my shield down, wait for that to expire, then put my dome shield down, wait for that to expire, and then by the time that expired, I had another regular shield ready to go. It's just so much freaking reset. Oh, poor Vora, though. Out of position, not a heal in sight. Oop, and Sarius is bringing out her ult, but she is just way too late. I think I'm dead, though. I'm very dead, wow. Oh, they were all just way too late in bringing out all those huge ults there. The power of comeback mechanic. That's why losing the payload push at the start isn't always necessarily a bad thing. I mean, yeah, we lost in a pretty humiliating way, you know? In our back capped, I wasn't able to get to point in time, or Willow didn't drop down to touch. But, yeah, we were able to utilize comeback mechanic there to actually cap the point there. And actually bring back the 300 credit deficit, because remember, whenever you capture an objective, you get 300 credits. The enemies capped first, they got 300 credits, now we capped, and now we're back up to even credits, which is very good. And if we can actually continue this momentum kind of building from behind, you know, let's say we don't push the payload in, but then we cap again, we can actually build up a credit lead. It's very important to remember that, because, you know, it might feel discouraging to be losing horribly at the start of a match, but you have to remember, it's definitely not the end of the game. You can make a comeback. Oh man, we gotta deal with this 7. This is definitely one of the major downsides of not picking Tinkerin. That's usually what you want to go with Barik because of the extra damage and, more importantly, the extra range. And against that 7 there, I was doing absolutely no damage. And against this Leon and this Furia, I'm able to consistently hit them because it's a hit scan, but I'm not doing much damage, you know, even though I am hitting them. So, ooh, huge Ray ults. Nice, thank you. I have another ult. I'm going to put it down. What the heck? I'll try and make something happen. I think I can build it back in time. I'm doing a lot of damage output. And, alright, if they destroy that shield, or actually, they don't need to destroy the turret, but I need to get out of here. I'll put another turret down here. Hopefully it can body block a little bit. Oh, another Treacherous Ground. I'm just dead. Where are our damage champions? Why are they all like 15 miles behind us right now? Oh my gosh. Alright, let's get more Chronos finally. Now that I've got Sentinel 3 on lockdown. Saris is flanking us. I guess that's why our DPS were distracted. I'm gonna chase her down here. She's probably gonna be fine, though. Any Saris players over here? Nope. They're all just in this cubby hole. Yep, there's Saris. Let me get a shield here, just to block all that damage. I am probably dead, though. Dang, 7. Oh my gosh, can you stop? Jeez, this guy. We also kind of witnessed there another downside of the duration-based playstyle as opposed to the cooldown-based playstyle. If you have a longer duration on the shield and the enemies don't destroy it, then it actually makes it more difficult to reposition and, like, basically move the shield to a new spot. So if you need to move it to a more forward or a more backward position, or just a different position in general, it's a lot harder to do that when your shield stays in one place for longer. And I really felt it there. I don't know if it would have made a difference if my shield expired 2 seconds earlier, if I would have gotten another one in time to shield myself from Inara. But yeah, that is also something to think about when choosing between these different builds. But yeah, let's see if we can use comeback mechanic again to give us this point here. The nice thing is anti-healing is ramped up to 90%. So, yeah, the enemies having a double support comp no longer means that much for us. Alright, let's get a shield here. That Warder's Field means nothing too. I'll destroy it anyways. There we go. Oop, Saris ult coming up. Oh, Saris and Aura combo is deadly. I'm going to preemptively get off the point, go back here, try and shield for us. See if we can salvage this. I'll put one right here. Blast that 7 a little bit. It feels so bad doing this little damage on Barik, man. Oh, how I yearn for Tinkerin. This definitely is not a meta playstyle, dude. Oh my gosh. Got Leon here. Got a treacherous ground. Alright, I'm going to try and move over here. Let's get a shield here. And a turret down on the point. That is a huge blast back, and we're going to kill her for it. Nice. Sati's doing work. I think we were really struggling to kill things at the start because of Cauterize, and I think now that that's gone up, it's a lot more of a fair fight for us now. Although still, we are struggling a little bit. Because Willow's matchup versus 7 can be pretty poor. You know, if 7's flying around a lot. Ooh, hello. Is that on me? It is. Nice. Convenience. Let's get a dome shield in the center point. And also, yeah, Leon can shoot flying characters out of the sky super duper easily, just like Andrew, you know? Oh my gosh, 3 HP, struggling to finish her though. Alright, can we kill Inara? Lots of damage, gonna take her down. Dodge the beam, I thought she was actually putting it on me, but she was sending it to her Inara to heal her. Alright, let's do some damage to 7, he's dead. And it looks like we're gonna cap this once again. Power of comeback mechanic, power of better point cap coming in to help us. Barik's strongest suit is definitely, besides his heavy damage output, being able to defend an area really well. So I think that's why we're struggling a lot on push, you know? But on defense, we are ironclad apart from that little snafu with the start. And defending an objective, woo, I can do that really, really, really well with a shield-based build, holy crap. Alright, nice. Willow's gonna get that kill. Gonna throw down a turret on the objective. Please shoot it. Please shoot it. Please shoot it. I want a shield. Okay, fine. Don't shoot it. Whatever. See if I care. This is why I have Chronos. Ha! And I'm going to try and do some headshots here. Take advantage of the fact I can do that with the default shotgun. No, I missed. There we go. She's dead. Huge. We're actually really picking up some momentum right now. This is fantastic. Jump on the payload. Turret down. I got another shield ready to go. I'm just going to wait for the enemies to kind of push in. Saris is going to go for some kind of ult here, I think. Yep. You can't block that. Alright. I'm just going to put a dome shield here to try and protect. I just lost my healer, though. That was a waste of my ult, then. I'm going to die. I'm going to die. Kill me. Oh, man. Let's do Chronos 3, and now I can actually get Guardian 2 as well. Only one of the enemies have Wrecker, and it's Leon. So my shield is not likely to die. And I'm going to make it even more unlikely to die, you know? I want it to be as tanky as possible. Gonna try and push up a little bit, a smidge. A dollop. Hello, Leon. Alright, here's a shield. Just gonna try and hold this space we've got right now. Throw some damage into 7, he's going behind. Try and hit him a little bit. 88 damage! Come on, man. Alright, we shouldn't get too distracted. We gotta push up a little bit more. 34 seconds left. Ow!
30 seconds remaining.
Alright, let me see about rocket bootsing in. I want to try and get to the apex of the hill before I put up the shield, so that way it blocks as much as it can vertically. Inara is just going in on our Ray, though. I gotta back up. She's dead. We are not going to push this payload through. The enemy has just flanked us so hard right there. Dang it, man. You know, I feel like I'd be able to help with that 7 a lot better if I was playing Tinkerin. Like, so much better. Even though it's technically harder to hit him, I just need my shots to actually have that impact. I am missing that so much. Ah! I think this would definitely work a lot better if the enemies had maybe 2 tanks instead of 7. Like a 2-tank, 2-support comp or something like that, where you just have a bunch of enemies in your face and your shotgun pellets can actually be consistent. But when you gotta track a flying target like that, it is very difficult. One last thing I thought I'd mention is actually that one-man scrap doesn't work if you trigger the turret to be destroyed. So I'm going to rocket boots here. Watch the cooldown when I put this turret down. It doesn't go down at all. So, yeah, you can't manually trigger that. That's why I'm needing the enemies to destroy them so much. I'm sure a few of you might have had that question burning in your noggin watching this video. Yeah, that sadly doesn't work. I think at one point it did, but then they removed it. I seem to remember that being a thing. We got the shield down, dodged the second stun. She was just targeting different people. We lost our healer. We lost our Willow. We're about to lose everyone on the team except me. Alright, I'm putting this turret down. Please destroy it so I can put up a shield. Shield. Gonna try and shield dance here. Ah, it's not good enough. And I am now hard staggered. And we only have soft comeback mechanic coming back into this. So I'm gonna get some master rating to try and get to point faster. We gotta get a touch and we gotta use our ults here. Vora needs to get in there, tendril in and ult somebody. Doesn't even matter if she kills them with it. Just needs to actually put the pressure on. I've got my ult too. Let's get a real shield here. Oh, I'm getting stunned. What the heck? Okay, Vora died. We got the Leon though. That's good. Alright, I got a dome shield here. Boom. Oh, I got the fire damage on Nara. That's huge. There we go. She's dead. Awesome. And Sati is cleaning up. Alright, let's get another turret here. Get a shield on the point, just to block a whole bunch of stuff. Me and my team can shield dance around that. Gonna provide a lot of cover right now. They're getting close to destroying it, but it actually expires before they do, so we get many, many seconds of protection out of that. Alright, I got a new one. Let's put the new one down. Continue to make it so Leon can't do damage to me. There we go, she's dead. Oh man, my rocket boots just barely clipped on that. Alright, destroy that turret, destroy that turret. You know you wanna, you know you wanna, you know you wanna. There we go, good. A new shield. Come on, kill that Inara. She's in cauterized. There we go, she's dead. Put another turret just to do some damage, hopefully. Oh my gosh, I'm missing Sarah so badly. Gonna get stunned here again, I think. Shield out before I do, that's huge. I'm actually really close to getting another ult, but I'm dead. Array is dead. Sati's got to try and like clutch this up right now, but she's dead too. Willow ult's coming out, but they have 5v1 right now. Quadra kill out from the 7. And we're gonna end up losing that game. I don't think there's much Vora can do. Yeah, it's very over. Unfortunate. So what have we learned here from this very silly build? Well, it is possible to get a really good shield cycle going. That last point fight, I was able to get a lot of shields, and it did buy a lot of protection for my team. However, each of the different builds have their own strengths and weaknesses, and ultimately, we were able to get 208,000 shielding there. But I wasn't able to confirm that many kills. Only 6 kills. I mean, I was clearly doing better than our Vora. She was having a really rough game there. But I wasn't doing super hot compared to what you could do on the damage front with Tinkerin. And that is ultimately why Tinkerin is meta. At the end of the day, the increased range, the increased damage impact on your shots consistently is going to add up to a lot more kills. And yeah, you'll still have plenty of protection with your shields and your turrets, but that extra damage just means a ton for Barik's success in the meta. So yeah, let me know what you think about the builds in the comment section down below. Make sure to like this video if you enjoyed, subscribe if you're new around here, and if you want to support the channel and you're thinking of buying some crystals to buy a skin or the event pass or anything like that, then you can head on over to nexus.gg/AndrewChicken. You can buy crystals there and support the channel directly in the process. Officially affiliated with Evil Mojo, it's a great way to support the channel. But with all that being said, thank you guys for watching. I will see you all next time. Peace out.